As is true in every industry, there's vocabulary for art, including multimedia design. They're called the elements of art and the principles of design. This slideshow is available on the website. It's also going to be available on Google Classroom this afternoon. But I just wanted to start covering it for the students that weren't here this morning or this afternoon. So the elements of art and the principles of design. Beginning with the elements of art, the elements can also be called attributes, or the things that are associated with creating art. The elements of art are line, space, shape, color, form, value, pattern, and texture. This page links to each one of those topics with all of the definitions, but I'm going to go through sequentially, and then we're going to have a discussion and demonstration of each. So line is a point that moves through space or on a surface, leaving a mark or a trail. I recently updated this definition because prior to working with computers, line was always on a surface or canvas, paper, on the wall for murals, etc. And so I'll show some examples in the next section of the various types of line that we deal with on a regular basis. And these are terms and vocabulary that we'll be using throughout the school year as we describe our art on your website, on your presentations, and for any sort of presentation that you do in class when you're discussing your artwork. So, as we've already defined, a line is a point that moves through space or on a surface, leaving a mark or a trail. How that looks like practically, since we're writing on paper, it would be on a surface. Different types of line are straight lines, long lines, short lines, dashes, and those are different types of line. The attributes or qualities of these lines are long, short, thin, and straight. These are the types of notes to write into your sketchbook so that when I check your sketchbooks later, I can see that you were following along and taking notes. These lines are also horizontal. As opposed to vertical. The other types of lines are parallel lines. These lines are horizontal and parallel. They're also thin, as opposed to thick. Now, the only way to really get thick lines while you're drawing is to turn your pencil on its side and draw a thick line. You could fake it by doing a bunch of lines like this and make it scratchy, but for our purposes, again, using one of these regular pencils, the best way to get a thick line is to use the side of the pencil. Now, there's another quality to these lines which is not as evident up here, but because these are about the same distance, this is a broken line. A broken, thick, horizontal line. So we've got parallel, thick, thin, broken. Also broken up here. So we can add broken to this description up here. If lines aren't parallel, but at a 90-degree angle, this is called perpendicular. The other type of lines, if they're not straight, are curved lines. The variety of curved lines can also include what are called curlicue lines. It looks like a spring or a coil. So these are curved. And I just like to have fun when I'm drawing to play around with the letters to make a strong point for the type of line that we're talking about. The curlicue lines overlap one another. And again, these are also thin lines, so that's a thin curved line, thin curlicue line. The other type of lines would be angular lines. You can alternate the peaks and valleys of these lines almost to make it look like one of those heartbeat monitors. This is considered a jagged line. Or a zigzag. These type of lines, the curved lines, are also considered organic. Whereas these lines, because they involve angles, are called angular lines. One other line up here, this broken line. A broken line can be straight, but it can also be curved. So again, if you weren't here today, take a page out of your sketchbook and replicate what I've drawn here and label it with all of these various labels.